Hey guys, so I'm using this opportunity to show you, number one, I'm on a set right now, but I'm also location scouting for my own shoot. So I'm in the arts district of downtown LA, and there's a whole lot of production and stuff happening here. So they're doing a movie right now. Those are the production trucks, and then these are the additional production trucks over here. By the way, you know the famous LA riverbed? This is one of the ways you can get in right there. People basically cut across and then you film some of the best music videos in here. And it gets actually more interesting when you go down a little bit, but that's our river in Los Angeles. What's going on, you guys? So I'm sitting in the back of my car, as you can see, and I'm in the Chinatown version of the Arts District. So there's the Arts District in Los Angeles, which is that way. And then the Chinatown version is more of like a little bit raw, a little bit more raw in a good way. Like you actually get some really cool art on the walls. You get some really cool graffiti, and you get these really old streets that look very old New York or old Philly or LA even, in fact, okay? So while I'm over here and I'm looking for locations for a photo shoot, I just thought, hey, why not? Why not bring you along with me and actually talk to you about value? And the reason why I'm talking about value today is because I know that you need to hear it. I know that you need to charge your value. And I also know that you need to recognize your value. They're charging a lot of money for me, for anybody to film here in these locations. In fact, this is a film company behind me. They're charging a whole lot of money for it, but they're providing value. You've got everything here. You've got parks, and you've got our horrible LA river, and you got bridges and everything. You got the downtown skyline and the train lines. That's value. Nobody else can offer that. So instead of charging a little bit for these budgets, they're actually charging a whole lot. We accept that. We accept that. We will pay a lot of money for that because it's so central to Los Angeles, and we're like, okay, we don't have to travel 5-6 hours out of the way, so this is what we pay for. We pay for the value of being in the heart of LA, getting so many different backgrounds, so many different scenic backgrounds. Here's the first thing about value that, okay, we're gonna try to talk over this train too. Here's the first thing about value that I think you got to understand. The first value, the first initial placement of value of you as a photographer, as a director, filmmaker, creative director, editor, whatever it might be, is set by you. So it's not ever set by the client. It's not ever set by the market. It's set by you. And then your clients decide if you're gonna maintain your value, if your value is gonna be lowered, or if your value is gonna be increased. First value is on you, and then your client gets to decide if you maintain your value, keep it, or rise it. So let's take this in a way of a product on the shelves of a store. Initially, they're telling you the value just by their price, just by their label. You're thinking, okay, this must be a healthy product. It has that brownish homemade sort of label. You're thinking, okay, this is probably better than everything else on the shelf because it's like 50% more expensive than everything else on the shelf. So right off the bat, if you want something that's quality, if you want something that's probably more nutritious, something that's healthier for you, it's probably going to be the higher priced item. So when you take that and you put that into your shopping basket or your shopping cart, you're going to think, wow, I did something good for myself. I actually invested in my health. I invested in a product that is better versus a different product that might be very, very similar, but it's just in a cheaper box. It's a cheaper price. You're not going to respect it. You might just take that, put it in your shopping cart, or you might not even pick it up at all. Let me give you guys an example of how I associate value in my work. So people might say, Walid, your prices are so high. Okay, so I don't see it that way. I see it as like, okay, you're getting years and years of experience. You're getting somebody that understands how it works, how budgets work, how scheduling works on set. You're getting somebody that understands what makes somebody look good, how to find somebody's really, really great style super fast. You're getting somebody that thinks about, okay, you're gonna need something for social media, but what about for print? What about for record cover? What about for press? You're getting somebody that understands how to put the team together in the best way so the client gets everything that they need. That's value. That's what I'm charging for. Now my camera, you might even have my camera. My lens, you might have my lens. What I'm charging for is value, and nobody else can do what I can do. That's why I'm charging a particular rate for photography, for my creative direction, for directing. I want you to do the exact same thing. Let me tell you something about value, and when people tell me, other photographers and other directors are like, Walid, your prices are really, really high. And the thing that I think about is your prices aren't high enough. And I'll tell you why. Because just speaking for myself, if I have a photo shoot, I know which studio is going to be best for you. It's not just me pushing the button on a camera. It's about me knowing which model to hire, how to hire a model, which models are going to be best, which casting director is going to be the best. It's about finding the right producer, the right editors. It's about finding the right catering company to come together and feed that kind of a crew. That's my value. That's just part of the value that I bring onto the team. Now, I could push a button that has no value, but how I push the button, how I push the team to give us their best, how I push the client to give me their best, how I push the budget, how I push the timing, and all that is also super, super important. You and I, we have a similar value. So when somebody hires me for pictures, they're not just getting a button pusher, like I'm just like, there you go. It's more about, okay, Walid has worked with Madonna and Mariah Carey and Kanye West and the NFL and Target and Volkswagen and so many different companies. He's a creative director for so many musicians and brands. Me holding a camera, that's not value. Me pushing the button on a camera, that's not value. The value is my years of experience, my unique perspective. You photographing the wedding, a commercial shoot, a fashion shoot, a record cover, a book cover, food on a table, somebody's wedding, whatever it might be. It doesn't matter about your camera. Nobody cares about your camera. What they're really hiring is you. And so if you understand your value, you can start charging for your value. So this video is going to give you some of that insight. I could never do what you can do. I can't. I could try all I want. I could be a reductive version of it, but I can't do what you can do. In fact, nobody can. Scientifically, we are all different beings. That's what gives you value. That's why you should be charging this much and not this much. We have fantasies of like, I want to drive that car. I want to live in that neighborhood. I want that new iPhone or that camera lens. It's kind of like this fantasy that we have in our mind. It's things that we aspire to get, to be. Remember that. You are somebody's aspiration. Somebody has seen your work somewhere and they think, you know what? I want to photograph with that person. When they're able to finally locate you, they're able to finally get a meeting with you and finally afford you. Why would you ruin this fantasy for them and lower your prices so much? Why take that away from them? People purchase on emotions. So your clients need help and you have to help them put you into a box. Are you going to be the cheap, affordable person? Or are you going to be the person that they brag about and they're like, oh my gosh, I actually got this person? It's up to you how you want to be treated. My goal for you is that you say right off the bat, put me in the higher tier box, pay me this much money. And I know for a fact that you are so much better than you think you are. So when you put yourself up here, you're gonna probably stay up here or actually go even above and beyond, okay? You're not gonna slip down. But if you put yourself here, good luck getting here. It's almost impossible. You as a photographer, you as a videographer, you as any sort of creative, you gotta understand that you are very, very likely so much better than you think you are. And with that comes the confidence to add for your value. What you're doing is custom. You're doing custom things. You're not like a vending machine where you're going next, 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 next. You are putting thought into every single work. All right, I'm gonna go continue on my search of the loudest ever YouTube video, but I'm also looking at location stuff and seeing what I can rent for a shoot. These are the star wagons right here, and that's where like the celebrities or the stars or whatever actors will be staying in, and that's where hair and makeup will be. And then this whole area is really called base camp. So this is where people are going to be parking and everything. That's one of my favorite bridges in Los Angeles. My studio used to be over there on the other side of it. So to shoot here is pretty hard. Okay, so that's the end of my location scouting, but I hope that that's the beginning of you really seeing the value in what you do, how unique you are, and how you can start raising the fee up. See, the thing is, your clients want to pay for that. They want something unique. They don't want a vending machine. They don't want something cookie cutter. They want something very unique. They want to be able to brag about you. And that allows you to raise your fees all the time. But if you guys want to learn more about photography, you want to understand how to put shoots together, how to put budgets together, how to start raising your rates, and actually just follow me around on shoots, follow this channel, check out the next video right here, and I am out. Bye.